Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another college basketball live stream here on YouTube at Sports Bonanza John and on Kick tonight at Sports Kick John. Championship game in the West Coast Conference, a conference that is hoping for three bids in the NCAA tournament come Selection Sunday. The number one seed Gonzaga against third seed Santa Clara for the championship in the West Coast Conference. We will preview this game momentarily. We've got one going down to the wire in the Horizon League here. Detroit Mercy with a chance to win this sucker. Oh, but they had the shot blocked. Let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking upon us, Lord, doing your will upon us, and please protect everyone involved in this game tonight. Please look over everyone, Lord, and continue to look over us and protect us as well. As I ask and pray this in your name. Amen. All right, West Coast Conference Championship game. The top seed Gonzaga and third seed Santa Clara. The West Coast Conference using that ladder format, so Gonzaga didn't have to play their first game until the semifinal round. Yesterday, they got a 65-56 win over Oregon State to advance to the championship game. Santa Clara's played a couple games. They got the bye into the quarters as the 3 seed. They defeated Pacific on Saturday in the quarters, 76-68, and knocked off St. Mary's in the semifinals last night, 76-71, to get to this championship game. Wright State has just wrapped up the Horizon League title. They just beat Detroit Mercy 66-63, so punch another ticket to the NCAA tournament as Wright State, the Raiders out of Dayton, Ohio, heading to the NCAA tournament. One of these teams will join them. And we still have some unfinished business in the CAA yet tonight. NEC was already decided by Long Island since Mercyhurst is ineligible. Long Island went and won the NEC championship game anyway, so that ended up being a moot point there. So we still have a couple bids to punch yet tonight. Santa Clara and Gonzaga. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. And let's start with the third seed, the 26-7 Broncos and Santa Clara. Ian Collier jumping in the live stream. Santa Clara locked in for. I think they're in now. I think that win over St. Mary's clinched it. So they didn't want to take any doubt out, of course, by beating Gonzaga tonight. But 26 wins in a very good West Coast Conference. I think they're already in, but. Now, of course, you may possibly have the bid stealers this week, so Santa Clara, like I said, they want to take any doubt out tonight. So as long as we don't have a bunch of bid stealers this week, I think they are safely in. But I've seen this committee do some funky stuff over the years, so who knows. But let's go ahead and take a look at tonight's starting lineup. First, for the Broncos of Santa Clara, they will line up this way. Up front is number 8, Elijah Mahi. Elijah Mahi is a 6'7 senior out of Toronto, Canada. Mahi, the second leading scorer on the Santa Clara team, a little over 14 points per game. In the middle is number 12, Bookie Oboye. Oboye, a 7'1 sophomore out of Houston. Oboye comes in averaging 8 points per game. Santa Clara goes with 3 guards. At one guard is number 44, Jake Ensminger. Ensminger is a 6'9 junior out of Germany. Ensminger on the season averaging about 6.5 points per contest. Another guard is number 0, Brenton Napper. Napper, a 6-foot senior out of Charleston, West Virginia. Napper on the season averaging 7.9 points per game. And wrapping up the starting 5 for Santa Clara, number 1, Christian Hammond. Hammond is a 6'4 sophomore out of Denver, leading scorer on this Santa Clara team, 15.6 points per game. Santa Clara is coached by Herb Sendek, at least for now, probably for the remainder of the season. He may be heading off somewhere else, but Herb Sendek, the head coach of Santa Clara. See the rest of this run through. Starting lineups are as follows for the top seed Bulldogs of Gonzaga, 29-3 on the season. They line up as follows. Up front, number 5, Emmanuel Innocenti. .65 junior out of the Ivory Coast. On the season, Innocenti averaging just shy of 6 points per game. The other forward for Gonzaga is number 15, Graham Ike. Ike, a 6'9 senior out of Aurora, Colorado. Ike, leading scorer on this Gonzaga team, averaging just shy of 20 points a contest, 19.9. At one guard for Gonzaga is number 8, Jalen Worley. Worley, a 6'7 senior out of Philadelphia. Worley on the season, averaging right at the 7-point per game mark. Another guard for Gonzaga is number 17, Mario Saint-Superi. 6'3 freshman out of Spain. Averaging 8.3 points per game. And the other guard for Gonzaga is number 23, Adam Miller. Miller, a 6'3 senior out of Peoria, Illinois. Miller coming in averaging 7.8 points per game. Gonzaga is led by head coach Mark Few. So again, the starting lineups are as follows. For Santa Clara, up front, Mahi and Oboye, with the guard lineup of Napper, Hammond, and Emsminger. Gonzaga has Innocenti and Ike up front, Worley, Saint-Superi, and Miller in the backcourt for the Bulldogs. As we are just about set to get underway in this WCC championship game. Officiating crew tonight in this championship game, Michael Greenstein, Gregory Nixon, and Marcus Pettigrew. Gonzaga tied St. Mary's for the regular season title in the WCC. Santa Clara finished a game behind Gonzaga and St. Mary's. Both these teams can score. Both these teams average well over 80 points per contest. Counting the end of the regular season, Santa Clara and the 2 tournament games, Santa Clara has won 13 of 15 coming into this game. Gonzaga 22-2 in their last 24 games. So these are 2 outstanding teams. Very, I think, like I said, I think Santa Clara's already done enough. I think they're in again as long as we don't have an outrageously large amount of bid stealing upsets this week. Something I failed to mention, Herb Sendek named the West Coast Conference Coach of the Year this year. Orleans Arena in Vegas is rocking for this championship game. Usually it's either Gonzaga or St. Mary's that hoist the trophy. Santa Clara looks to have their turn at it this year, and the Broncos control the opening tip underway in this championship game in the West Coast Conference. Santa Clara with the game's first possession. Get these players' names for you here, or jersey number here momentarily. Santa Clara in the dark black uniforms with the white letters and numbers. There's a spin move inside, and we are going to have a traveling violation to begin this game against Santa Clara. Emsminger got a little bit too careless there with the pivot foot. Here's Gonzaga with their opening possession. Bringing the ball up across half court. Now with it as Saint-Superi. And now the drive inside. Tough pass. Ooh, I thought he stepped out of bounds there. Jumper is short. The rebound tipped out, and Gonzaga has it with a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Extra possession here for Santa Clara. Here's Ike. Ike draws a double team, pass deflected and stolen by Santa Clara. Back come the Broncos. Jump stop, reverse layup is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Santa Clara. Nice rejection underneath the basket there. Broncos to inbound from underneath the basket. And the inbound into the backcourt. And now setting the offense is Christian Hammond for the Broncos. Hammond off now to Napper. Napper looking for some help. Now sends it back over to Hammond at the top of the key. 10 to shoot. Hammond spins inside, throws up a wild shot, and that's going to be a foul. First foul of the game on Gonzaga goes against Mario Santsuperi, and it will be 2 free throws for Santa Clara. Christian Hammond at the line for the Broncos. First is up. And it is good to start the scoring. Hammond, a 79% free throw shooter on the season, hits 2. And the first 2 points of the game belong to the Broncos. It's 2-0. Santa Clara putting up some light press, but now backing off as the Bulldogs bring it up across the timeline. Here's Santsuperi. Now with it at quarter court. Now looking to drive. 7 to shoot. Santsuperi, I think, got tied up. Possession arrow favors Gonzaga. 6 on the shot clock. Under the basket inbound for Gonzaga. They get it in. I don't know if they're aware of the shot clock here. They are now. And Matt has to throw up a long three-pointer that misses. And nice offensive rebound. Gonzaga, they can't get the putback. And Santa Clara this time comes down with the rebound. Mahi with it in the front court. Now tries to back his way in against Adam Miller. Now Mahi. Mahi spins, Mahi shoots, Mahi hits, and that's the game's first field goal. Elijah Mahi makes it 4-0 Santa Clara. 2.5 minutes in, Gonzaga still looking for their first points. And now we've got a foul underneath on the Broncos. Their first foul of the game. This one's going to go against Oboye. It'll be his first. One of the officials over there talking to Herb Sendek. Gonzaga inbound. This is Ike now drawing a double team and lost the ball out of bounds. Excuse me. It's going to go back to Santa Clara. Santa Clara forced another turnover. Ike's turned it over twice himself in the first 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Here's Oboye. Now Hammond. Christian Hammond on the drive, puts it over Adam Miller and scores, and it is 6-0 Santa Clara out of the gate here. Up comes Gonzaga. Ike finds Santsuperi. And getting it off here, and that shot's not going to count. There was a foul before the basket on Santa Clara. This one's going to go against Elijah Mahi. Oh, excuse me. They are calling it a shooting foul. Emmanuel Innocente at the line for Gonzaga. First is no good. Just a 57% free throw shooter, and he got the second one. And Gonzaga finally on the board here at 6-1. Broncos bring it up the floor with Brandon Knapper. And Gonzaga knocks that out of bounds. Nice play defensively there by Innocente. It will stay Santa Clara ball. Couple substitutions coming in here for the Broncos. And the inbound here to Gavoyulgov. And a long-range three-pointer is good. That's Alan Graves, who just came into the game. It is 9-1 Broncos. Nearly 4 minutes in. Three-pointer at the other end. That's good. And finally a basket for Gonzaga. It's a three for Mario Sansuperi, and it's 9-4. At the other end, a three. That's off the front of the rim. No. Santa Clara tries to save it. They do. But Gonzaga knocks it out of bounds, and that will bring us to our first timeout. 15:55 to play in the opening half. Took Gonzaga almost 4 minutes before they got their first field goal, and Santa Clara's jumped out to a 9-4 lead in this WCC championship game. We now have a final in another conference tournament championship game. Hofstra takes the CAA. Hofstra defeats Monmouth 75-69. So Hofstra punches their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Told you right when going on, Wright State wins the Horizon League. They defeated Detroit Mercy 66-63. So now we have 10 teams that have punched their tickets to the NCAA tournament. We've still got 2 more to be decided tonight. This one and the Metro Atlantic final, which is underway. Siena, a 20-9 lead over Merrimack. Action got underway in the Big 12, ACC, and Big 10 today. We'll run down the scoreboard for you coming up here at halftime. A 9-4 lead here for Santa Clara early on over Gonzaga. Orleans Arena is rocking. Good contingent from both Santa Clara and Gonzaga in the stands. Broncos to inbound here out of the timeout. Inbounded to Mahi. Mahi looking to drive. Now will back his way in. And Mahi gets cut off. And a nice bounce pass, but a bad angle, and stepping out of bounds was Santa Clara, and that'll be a turnover. That was great defense there by Gonzaga. Gonzaga brings it up across the midcourt stripe with Worley. This is now Sansuperi with it. Innocente now on the outside. Bounce pass to Ike. Ike looking to drive. He does and slams it down as he went right around Alan Graves and got the slam underneath. 9-6 Santa Clara. 5 minutes into this first half. Open three at the other end is short, and Gonzaga will knock it out of bounds. It will stay Santa Clara ball. They'll get a second opportunity this possession. Broncos bring it in here. Theory Darlin. Pass inside, and we've got a foul called as Alan Graves received the pass underneath, and he will go to the free throw line to shoot two. Innocente with the foul. That'll be his first. Graves at the line for the Broncos. 73% free throw shooter. First of two for Graves up. And go up. Excuse me. Did he make that basket? Okay. I guess he made that basket apparently. I didn't see. So it's a 3-point play. I beg your pardon. He's got 6 points. 12-6 Santa Clara. Apologies there. This is Saint-Superi with it for Gonzaga. Off to Innocente. He'll try a three. That's short. Ball up, and Graves pulls down the rebound for Santa Clara. Back come the Broncos. On the outside, here comes the three-pointer. That is short. And a box out underneath, and the Broncos get the offensive rebound. Graves with the hustle under the basket. And now Graves tries to drive on Ike, but gets cut off. And now we'll send it back outside. And now the turnaround jumper up and in by Elijah Mahe. He's got 4, and the Santa Clara lead is 8 at 14-6. Ike with the ball for Gonzaga. Nice pass inside. Innocente off the glass. That is an and one for Innocente. Foul is called on Jake Ensminger. That'll be his first. 3-point opportunity here. And he hits the free throw. 14-9, the Bronco lead. 13.5 remaining opening half. Christian Hammond with it on the outside for Santa Clara. Hammond now drives, kicks it out in the corner for a wide open three that went around the rim and out. And again, Gonzaga cannot corral the rebound. It's out of bounds. Will stay with the Broncos. Off the inbound, and a nice inbound and a layup for Christian Hammond. They found Hammond underneath the basket on the inbound, and he gets the easy score. 16-9, Santa Clara. Tyon Grant Foster with the ball for Gonzaga. Gets off to Ike. Ike with the left hand. That's blocked away and knocked out of bounds by Santa Clara. It will stay Gonzaga ball. 13 on the shot clock. Inbound under the basket here. And alley-oop! Oh, my goodness. Tyon Grant Foster, the recipient of the alley-oop from Braden Smith on the inbound. 16-11. Three-pointer at the other end is short. Another offensive rebound for the Broncos. Off to Hammond. Hammond. That's going to be a turnover against Santa Clara. Gonzaga down 5 with the ball as Braden Smith brings it up across the timeline. Off now to Innocente. Bounce pass to Ike. Ike had it knocked away, but it's going to be a foul. They are going to get Bucky Oboye with the foul. That'll be his second. Team foul number 4. So Oboye has to go out with the 2 fouls, and checking in is, oh boy. I'm going to take a stab at his pronunciation of his name here at the timeout. Three-pointer on the way for Tyon Grant Foster is good, and it pulls Gonzaga within 1, 16-14. 11:50 remaining in the opening half. Pull-up jumper at the other end is not close. And we are going to have a foul on the rebound against Santa Clara. And that will bring us to a timeout. 11:41 remaining in the opening half. 16-14 Broncos. But Gonzaga's woke up a little bit offensively. I'm going to take a stab at number 3's name for Santa Clara. If there's any Santa Clara fans watching me on the live stream, do not get mad at me. I'm probably going to botch this name, but I'm going to give it a shot. Let me look at it first real quick. Okay, it's Francis Chukwudubelu. I'm sure that's not right, but apologies. Santa Clara shooting 46% from the floor. Gonzaga 56%. Santa Clara is just 1 for their first 6. Eight 3 rebound edge early for the Broncos. We've been keeping you updated on the conference tournament games today. We've got more qualifiers tomorrow for the NCAA tournament. We've got the final in the Southland Conference. Top seed Stephen F. Austin escaped with a 2-point win over Texas A&M Corpus Christi earlier in the first semifinal. So the top seed Stephen F. Austin is headed to the championship game in the Southland Conference. Patriot League final tomorrow. Boston University and Lehigh. Then the final in the Big Sky is tomorrow as well. Those 2 finalists still yet to be determined with the semis today. We'll run down the complete scoreboard coming up at halftime. As I said, a couple of them power conference tournaments, ACC, Big 10, and Big 12 got underway today. Gonzaga fans are rocking Orleans Arena right now. Gonzaga inbounds out of the timeout. As we hit 11.5 to play in the opening half. Inside here, nice defense underneath for Santa Clara, but now a little bit too tight and a foul is called. Second foul on KJ Cochran. He's only been in the game for a couple minutes and he's got 2 fouls. Elijah Mahe returns. Inbound here to Davis Fogel into the game for Gonzaga. Tyon Grant Foster with the spin move inside. And we're going to have another foul on Santa Clara. That is their 7th team foul. So that's going to put Gonzaga in the bonus for the remainder of the half. Mahe, who just checked back in the game, picked up his 2nd. So Mahe, Oboye, and Cochran all have 2 fouls apiece for Santa Clara. So the Broncos have themselves a little bit of foul trouble here in the first half. Front end of the 1-and-1 is no good. The score stays 16-14. Outside, here's an open 3-pointer off the front of the rim. No, tip will not go, and it's rebounded by Ike of Gonzaga. Nice pass inside, but a missed layup. Gonzaga does get the offensive rebound. And now a turnover. Great job by Graves of Santa Clara to step in the passing lane to take away that ball. Now Santa Clara going to slow down and run the offense here. Christian Hammond on the outside. Hammond now will drive, put it up, and get blocked by Ike. He tried to go over Graham Ike. That didn't work out very well. Santa Clara will have possessions. Nine on the shot clock for the Broncos. They threw it out of bounds, trying to inbound the ball. Braden Smith with the ball as he will get it across the timeline. Innocente as we've hit the midway point here of the first half. Innocente. Gonzaga can tie right here. There's another bad pass into traffic taken away by Santa Clara. Both teams have turned it over 4 times now here in this first half. Here's Christian Hammond. Hammond kicks it outside. Open 3-pointer. That's short. Rebound Gonzaga. Santa Clara just 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. Blocking foul. Count the basket. And a chance for a 3-point play to give Gonzaga the lead. Davis Fogel got the basket. Chance for Gonzaga's first lead of this game. Free throw is no good, so we still stay tied at 16. And Mahe just lost it. Boy, another turnover for Santa Clara. My goodness. Boy, They just showed a stat on the ESPN broadcast that is just absolutely unbelievable. I'll tell you what that was here at the next stoppage. Gonzaga with a chance for the lead. Deep three-pointer, around and out. Rebound Santa Clara. Boy, Braden Smith shot a long one there. It was halfway down and rimmed out. Here are the Broncos. Pass inside. Emsminger kicks it outside for a three-pointer. That is good from Alan Graves. And Santa Clara's back in front, 19-16. 9 points in the half for Graves. Davis Fogel with it. And now gives it off, and a three-pointer up and good. That'll tie this game at 19. I believe that was Tyon Grant Foster with a three. He's got 8 points off the bench now in the first half for Gonzaga. Santa Clara with it, down to 10 on the shot clock. Graves against Ike. Graves put it on the floor, and that's going to be a reach-in foul. It's only the third team foul of the half on Gonzaga. So this will just be a Santa Clara inbound. Inbound comes here. Here's Mahi. Mahi kicks it outside to Savolyugov. Again, I hope that's right too. And Gonzaga knocks that pass out of bounds. 6 on the shot clock. This will bring us to the under 8 with 7:54. Playing the first half championship game in the West Coast Conference. Santa Clara, Gonzaga, all square, 19 apiece. That stat that I was going to tell you about that showed up on the ESPN graphic, in the last 55 meetings between these two teams, this is incredible. The last 55 meetings between these two teams, Gonzaga has won 51 of them. 51-4 against Santa Clara in the last 55 games. That is incredible. %41 shooting for Santa Clara, 54% for Gonzaga. Gonzaga is just 2 of their first 5 at the free throw line in this game, though. Nine points off the bench for Alan Graves leads the way for Santa Clara. Broncos only had 3 players score. Alan Graves has 9. Christian Hammond has 6, and Elijah Mahi has 4. Gonzaga is led by Tyon Grant Foster's 8 points off the bench. 4 out of Emmanuel Innocente, 3 points out of Mario Sansuperi, and 2 points apiece from Graham Ike and Davis Fogel. As we are all square at 19 with 7:54 remaining in the first half. Final auto bid to be clinched tonight right here. 3 more auto bids tomorrow. Update from the World Baseball Classic in the United States is trailing Italy 3-0. be with you for some more college basketball streams throughout the week. This week, don't know my exact schedule for what it's going to be, but it's going to depend on my work schedule. But definitely will be with you all evening on Sunday. I'll start at 6 o'clock Eastern. I'll be on the live stream for the selection show. Break down all the pairings and the matchups. I'm also going to go on at 8 o'clock. The women's selection special is at 8 o'clock on Sunday. I will be on for that as well. And I am also going to be on when they announce the NIT pairings on Sunday night as well. So it's going to be a busy night Sunday here on the live stream, as the Broncos inbound the ball here out of the timeout. Open three for Graves, around and out. Rebound to Gonzaga. They look for their first lead of this game. St. Superi, who's back in. He's got the ball now and will try a three-pointer. That is off the mark, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Broncos. Graves, nice pass inside and then the finish. Great feed from Graves. And Santa Clara's back up by 2, 21-19. Three-pointer on the way for Gonzaga. That's off the mark. Rebound to Santa Clara. Broncos trying to add to their 2-point lead. Graves on the outside for Santa Clara. Now Christian Hammond. 10 on the shot clock. Hammond looking to drive. Now Will inside. Spins in the paint. Puts it up with the right hand and scores. Christian Hammond now with 8. 23-19. Broncos have scored 4 straight out of the timeout. Tyon Grant Foster off for a three-pointer that misses long off the hands of Adam Miller, and it's rebounded by Santa Clara, trying to add to their lead. And now the kick out. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Gonzaga. It will stay Santa Clara ball. 5:52 remaining in this first half. Broncos to inbound here to Hammond. Try a three. That's too strong. Santa Clara, another offensive rebound. Hammond air mails a three-pointer, and out of bounds it will go to Gonzaga. Gonzaga brings it up across the midcourt stripe with St. Superi. And stepping in the passing lane is Santa Clara. They get a steal. And here's an open three. That's short. That was a little quick. Rebound pulled down by Gonzaga. And the running layup is no good. Gonzaga had a fast break opportunity but couldn't convert the layup. For Santa Clara, looks like his left knee maybe, or something with his left foot. It's a little shaken up here. You can see what happened to Graves here. Like that foot may have just planted wrong or something. Graves a 9.7 rebound first half. He's going to go down to the end of the bench and get looked at there by the Santa Clara training staff. Broncos bring it up the floor as we hit 5 to play in the half. Hammond Oh, for a three-pointer. That is good. 7 straight for Santa Clara. And they have built the lead to 7, 26-19. That was Jake Ensminger with the three-pointer, his first 3 points of the game. Gonzaga answers at the other end with a three from St. Superi. His second three of the game, 26-22. That stopped a 7-0 Santa Clara run. At the other end, a three is airballed as Oboye tried to get the three there, but airmailed it. Santa Clara just 3 of 15 from three-point range in this first half. Zaga with it and coming out, and Santa Clara comes out with it. So Graves, after getting shaken up, is coming right back in this basketball game. St. Superi there with the foul for Gonzaga. That's his second. We near the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Spin move inside by Hammond, throws it up with the right hand and gets the bounce. Christian Hammond, a 10-point first half. 28-22, Santa Clara up 6. Gonzaga could use a basket here. And that's going to be a reach-in foul from behind. That's going to be on Hammond. Team foul number 9. Gonzaga will have a 1-1 on the other side of the under 4. 3:38 left in the half. 28-22. Broncos up a half dozen. Again, coming up at halftime, we'll run down the entire college basketball scoreboard with conference tournament action. More teams punch their ticket. And a very interesting situation in the WAC. I'll explain that coming up. And it involves the number 1 seed in the WAC, Utah Valley. That's a strange situation occurring there in the WAC. I'll talk about that at halftime too. Let's just say the WAC is in a little bit of... We may not be seeing the number 1 seed in the WAC playing in the WAC tournament. Is that... Okay, we actually, right as I was talking about that, about Utah Valley and the WAC, I'm looking at this. Something has broke since then, so I'll explain all that at halftime. (28-22), Broncos lead the Bulldogs. Just over 3.5 to play in the first half. It's going to be a 1-1 here for Gonzaga out when we come out of this timeout. This is the last 1-1. Each Santa Clara foul from here on out will result in 2 shots. First front end of the 1-and-1, no good. However, we've got a lane violation here against Santa Clara, so another crack at it at the free throw line. Gonzaga won both regular season meetings against Santa Clara, won by 12 in Spokane and won by 8 on Santa Clara's home floor. And second free throw is good. Well, the second free throw on the first attempt is for Davis Fogel as he takes advantage of the second opportunity after the Santa Clara lane violation. Second one is short. 28-23 Broncos. Under 3.5 to play in the opening half. And the long jumper, no good. Offensive rebound, however, for the Broncos. And a nice pass inside off the glass, counted and one. Christian Hammond with the basket, and will have a chance for a three-point play for Santa Clara and a chance to push their lead back to 8. And missed the free throw. So the lead stays 7. Ike pulls down the rebound for Gonzaga, and he will bring it up the floor. Ike double teamed. And now the pass off and the driving layup, no good, but a foul is called. And 2 free throws will be coming for Braden Smith. Smith's first free throw is short. Gonzaga now just 3 for 8 at the free throw line. So they have left 5 points on the table on free throws. Smith has 1 more. He missed them both. Now 3 for 9 at the free throw line. The Santa Clara lead is still 7. Hammond gets cut off, kicks it out to Grace for 3. That's short. But another offensive rebound for the Broncos. They are dominating the glass here in this first half. 21-11 edge on the board now. On the boards. Now backing his way in is Emsminger. Gives it off now. Short jumpers and air ball. First half. And a dunk underneath the basket for Gonzaga. Folks, apologies. Looks like I just lost the feed there momentarily, but it looks like we're back going again. 30-25. Santa Clara lead is 5. As we near 2 minutes to play in the first half. 3-pointer on the way. That's long. Tipped out again. Another rebound for Santa Clara. And a 3 is good. Offensive rebounds leading to second chance points and a 3-pointer for Gava Yulgov. And it's an 8-point Santa Clara lead, and a timeout is called. That NBA score I just saw. 1:53 remaining in the first half here. 33-25 Santa Clara. There's an NBA score. I just had to do a double take on, make sure I saw that right. Yeah, I did. Miami Heat have 144 points, and there's still 3 minutes left. 144-119 over the Wizards. So following the timeout here. Gonzaga will bring it up. Ike gets in the paint, gets cut off, sends it outside for an open three, around and out. Offensive rebound this time for Gonzaga. And the pull-up jumper off the glass, that's no good. Another offensive rebound for Gonzaga. Put back, no. And this time Santa Clara comes out with it. 3 missed shots that trip. And now Santa Clara can build a double-digit lead with the basket here. Gavalyolgov with it. Looking for Hammond, and now finds him. Hammond on the outside as we hit the final minute of the first half. Hammond backs his way in. Hammond spins. Hammond gets cut off by a double team, and a great pass, but losing the dribble was Santa Clara, and now a fast break layup at the other end for Gonzaga. That's a 4-point swing right there. Santa Clara had a chance to build a double-digit lead. Instead, they turn it over, and Gonzaga gets a fast break layup. 3-pointer Gavalyolgov off the front of the rim short. Out of bounds, over it goes to Gonzaga. Gonzaga to inbound here. There's a difference of about 6.3 seconds. Shot clock, game clock. So Gonzaga can't quite run it out for the final shot. Ike. Ike drives. Ike puts it up and scores. Graham Ike's second field goal. He's got 4. Shot clock is off for Santa Clara. Final 10 seconds. Down to 5. Hammond now driving. Hammond spins. Hammond kicks it out. Here's a 3. That's not going to count. Even if it would have went, it wouldn't have counted. And that's the end of the first half. Santa Clara looking to take any of the doubt out and not leave it in the committee's hands. They lead by 4 at halftime, 33-29 over the Bulldogs of Gonzaga in this championship game of the West Coast Conference. So a good one between top seed Gonzaga and third seed Santa Clara, 33-29 at the half. Gonzaga looking to come back and win their 30th game heading into the NCAA tournament. Santa Clara coming in at 26-7. Again, I think they've probably done enough already, but they do not want to leave it in the committee's hands, as they lead by 4 at the break. Let's run down some of the college basketball action across the country. Conference tournament action going on. Let's start with the first round games. First round in the SWAC tournament. Going on with 11 minutes to play in the second half. Grambling a 51-45 lead over Jackson State. I'm sorry, this is the second round, I beg your pardon, of the SWAC tournament. Earlier, Prairie View defeated Alcorn State 65-56 to advance Prairie View onto the quarterfinal round. So the first round in the Conference USA tournament, and late first half, New Mexico State leading Jacksonville State 37-25. Earlier today in the Conference USA tournament, Missouri State knocked off Florida International 75-72. First round in the Big 12 getting underway today, and currently Colorado's in front of Oklahoma State 22-13. About 8.5 minutes gone in the first half. Earlier today in the Big 12, Arizona State 83-79 win over Baylor. Bobby Hurley lives to see another day as head coach of Arizona State. And Cincinnati, 73-66 over Utah. And BYU hangs 105 on the board and beats Kansas State, 105-91. A.J. Nabonsa, 40 points in that game for BYU in their first-round win. ACC tournament getting underway, and the final team to qualify, they had to qualify even to qualify for the tournament on the last day of the season, Pittsburgh. They go out today and beat Stanford 64-63. Stanford, one of them bubble teams. This will not help matters, losing to the 15 seed in the ACC tournament. Pittsburgh wins 64-63. SMU, another bubble team, but they had no problems today with Syracuse, 86-69. That'll help them. And also in the ACC today, in overtime, Wake Forest knocks off another bubble team, Virginia Tech, 95-89. So Stanford and Virginia Tech, bubble teams in the ACC, both going out in the first round. We'll see how the committee views that. First round of the Big Ten tournament in Chicago, Maryland defeats Oregon 70-60. And Northwestern, a 10-point win over Penn State, 76-66. Semifinals in the Big Sky, and at the half, number 1 seed in the Big Sky, Portland State, in trouble. They're down 15 to Montana at the half, 39-24. Second semifinal in the Big Sky, 7 seed Idaho against Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington, the 3 seed in the Big Sky. Semifinals in the Southland, McNeese has a 23-14 lead over UT Rio Grande Valley. Winner of that game will play for the Southland Conference Championship against top seed Stephen F. Austin. Stephen F. Austin had a battle today with 4 seed Texas A&M Corpus Christi, but pulls it out, 60-58 the final score. Semifinals in America East. Top seed UMBC, no problems with Massachusetts Lowell today, 91-69. UMBC will host the America East Championship game. They will take on traditional America East powerhouse Vermont. Vermont, a 63-54 win over NJIT. For anybody that's wondering, that's New Jersey Institute of Technology. So the top 2 seeds in America East, Vermont and UMBC, will meet. Vermont will not have home court this time, as UMBC was the regular season champions. Championship games and NCAA tournament currently going on in the Metro Atlantic. Just underway in the second half, Siena leads Merrimack 38-30. Earlier today, championship game in the CAA, it went to Hofstra, 75-69. Hofstra defeated Monmouth, so Hofstra headed to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 25 years. Final in the NEC, we already knew Long Island was going as the NEC representative because Mercyhurst was ineligible. LIU went out and won the game anyway in the NEC championship game, 79-70, so that ended up being a moot point with LIU winning the conference championship anyway. And we had a good one in the Horizon League earlier tonight between Detroit Mercy and Wright State. It was the Raiders of Wright State winning 66-63, so the Raiders punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament. 10 bids have been clinched now. 21 more automatic bids with 37 at-large teams. We will crown 3 more champions tomorrow across the country. Interesting situation out of the WAC. Utah Valley, the number 1 seed in the WAC on the men's side. They had to pay an exit fee because they're leaving the WAC and going to the Big West following the season. So they have to pay that exit fee. Well, the statement or the school is being hit with a lawsuit. So they apparently were having a problem or something coming up with the $1 million exit fee. So it was looking very feasible that Utah Valley was not going to be able to participate in the WAC tournament as the number 1 seed. They're the number 1 seed in the men's. They're the number 4 seed in the women's. This tournament, the WAC tournament, is scheduled to get underway tomorrow. It came down late in the first half. I was looking. Utah Valley and the WAC have settled that dispute. So Utah Valley will be able to participate in the WAC tournament. Again, they are leaving for the Big West following this NCAA calendar year. But they have, the WAC and Utah Valley have apparently settled this dispute. So we will see Utah Valley in the WAC tournament. They were getting ready to release brand new brackets, the WAC, if Utah Valley was not going to be allowed to participate, but they are. So we will see Utah Valley in the WAC tournament starting tomorrow. Non-college basketball news. Let's going over to the NFL real quick, and that trade between the Baltimore Ravens and the Las Vegas Raiders that sent Max Crosby to Baltimore, that's now null and void as Baltimore backed out of that trade after the physical. So that Ravens getting Max Crosby deal, that has been nixed. So we will not see Max Crosby in a Baltimore Ravens uniform in the NFL starting next year. Let's run down, still at halftime, let's run down some scores from the women's side. We had some conference championships on the women's side today. Horizon League championship game in the women's, Youngstown State and Green Bay. Green Bay 57-49. Green Bay, perennial powerhouse in the Horizon League on the women's side. They win their 19th Horizon League women's basketball title. And Green Bay women, once again, are headed to the NCAA tournament. Championship game in the West Coast Conference, won by Gonzaga, 76-66 over Oregon State. So Gonzaga looking to pull the sweep in the West Coast Conference tournaments with the men and the women both winning their conference tournaments. Scores from the World Baseball Classic. Japan, a 9-0 win over Czechia. Japan goes 4-0. Czechia 0-4. Israel, a 6-2 win over the Netherlands. Israel goes 2-2. Netherlands 1-3. And I've got big news from the NBA to tell you about here in just a second. Currently in progress in the World Baseball Classic, Canada leads Puerto Rico 3-2. That game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Canada currently 1-1. Puerto Rico is 3-0. And the United States in the bottom of the 4th is trailing Italy 5-0. Both teams are undefeated. Italy 2-0, the United States 3-0. So keep you updated on the World Baseball Classic. In the NBA, told you about it's gone final. The Heat have beat the Wizards 150-129. That's not even the big story. Big story in this game is Bam Adebayo of the Heat. 83 points tonight for Bam Adebayo. That is the second most in NBA history. He also passed Kobe Bryant for second all-time on the scoring list. But Bam Adebayo puts up 83 points in the Heat's 150-129 win over Washington. He shot 43 times. He went 20 of 43 from the floor. And that stat that is just amazing. Himself personally, he went 36 of 43 at the free throw line. 20 of 43 from the field, 36 of 43 at the free throw line for Bam Adebayo. 83 points for Adebayo as the Heat win 150-129 over the Wizards. The one to give you that story from the NBA, just an absolutely incredible performance tonight from Bam Adebayo. Here in this game at the half, in the West Coast Conference Championship game, it is 33-29, Santa Clara leading Gonzaga. Run down some of the first half stats in this game. Santa Clara, 13 of 33 from the floor for 39%. Just 4 of 20, however, from three-point range at 20%. They were 9 of 13 from 2. 3 of 4 at the free throw line for Santa Clara. For Gonzaga, 11 of 24 shooting for 46%. They were 4 of 11 from 3 at 36%. 3 of 9. That's one of the things that's costing Gonzaga right now. Just 3 for 9 at the free throw line for 33%. Rebound edge for Santa Clara, 23-15. Both teams turned it over 6 times in the first half. Santa Clara was led by Christian Hammond's 12 points in the first half. Alan Graves off the bench added 9. 4 points from Elijah Mahe. 3 points apiece from Jake Ensminger and Saj Gavayulgov. And 2 points out of KJ Cochran to round out the scoring for Santa Clara. Gonzaga was led by 8 points off the bench from Tyon Grant Foster, 6 points from Mario Saint-Superi, 4 apiece from Emmanuel Innocente and Graham Ike, 3 points from Davis Fogel, and 2 points apiece from Jalen Worley and Braden Smith to round out the scoring for Gonzaga in the first half, as Gonzaga's down 4, 33-29 to Santa Clara. We know Gonzaga is going to be in the NCAA tournament. We pretty much know St. Mary's is going to be in the NCAA tournament. Santa Clara wants to make it a 3-bid West Coast Conference this year and just get the auto bid and take it out of the committee's hands. And again, my own personal opinion, barring any big outrageous amount of bid stealers this week, I think the win in the semifinals over St. Mary's for Santa Clara yesterday, I think that probably sealed it for them. But again, you don't want to leave it in the hands of the committee. Oh, good to see what's her name back at halftime. The heck is their name? The halftime performer. She got hurt last year and had to miss a lot of time. The one that she rides the unicycle and throws the plates up and catches them. What is her? Black Panda? Something like that? I think that's who that was at halftime. Good to see her back out there performing after that bad accident, if that was indeed her, after that bad accident last year. Is it Black Panda? Is that her name? Black. So here we go. Santa Clara ball to open the second half. 20 minutes away from crowning a West Coast Conference champion and our 11th NCAA tournament berth. Inside, that shot by Aboye was altered, gets it back and scores with the left hand. And Santa Clara with the first 2 points of the second half, 35-29. And what have we got here? Had a stoppage of play there momentarily. Not exactly quite sure why, but back underway now. Sansuperi with it on the outside. Innocente with it, back to Sansuperi, tries a three. That's off the rim. No. Gonzaga, the offensive rebound. Sansuperi tries again, and this time hits from three at the top of the key. That's his third three. 9 points. Emsminger is down for Santa Clara, so we have a stoppage of play, and Emsminger is in some pain. So you can see what happened here. Looks like he may have taken an arm to the back there from Jalen Worley. Well, Emsminger is really in some pain. You hate to see this. He is sitting up here. And Emsminger is able to get up and walk over the bench under his own power. Well, he had to take a little breather first. Emsminger is going to go to the end of the bench and get a little bit of treatment over there. Following the injury timeout. Spin move, we're at the right hand, shot blocked. And the ball loose on the floor, picked up by Gonzaga. The pass inside, reverse layup for Adam Miller. And that makes it a 1-point game, 35-34. Open three at the other end, no. Offensive rebound, put back and good for Santa Clara. Aboye with the putback. 37-34 Broncos. They have led throughout. Gonzaga has never led in this game. Santa Clara jumped out to a 9-1 lead. Worley, bounce pass inside for a dunk is Ike. Ike got loose under the basket, and it's back to a 1-point game, 37-36. Hammond, all for a three, and it's good. And now some press being applied on the Gonzaga inbound, but the Bulldogs able to break it. Broncos up by 4. Sansuperi missed a three short. Gonzaga tries to save it, and they do. A great save by Gonzaga just prior to that ball going out of bounds. Sansuperi, pass inside, and that's going to stay Gonzaga basketball as Santa Clara knocks it out of bounds. Santa Superior to inbound underneath the Gonzaga basket. And off the inbound, a block! Rejection under the basket and knocked out of bounds by Gonzaga. It will stay Santa Clara ball. What a block that was by Thierry Darlin for Santa Clara. Broncos get it in. And a nice pass inside. Can't hit it. But Oboye will go to the line. He was wanting an and one. He couldn't get the layup to go. Tyon Grant Foster, or is it Ike that got called for the foul? Graham Ike that got the foul. So that's his second. Oboye at the line for two for Santa Clara. First is up and good. Second free throw on the way. Also good. 42-36. Broncos up a half dozen. Underneath to Ike. Ike draws a double team underneath. And block, and another block shot. This time they're going to get a foul on Santa Clara. Going to get Darlin with the foul. That's his first, and two free throws coming for Gonzaga. Tyon Grant Foster at the line for two. First is good. Got the roll. Second is good. (42-38). Gavalyogov just dribbling at quarter court. Now off to Hammond, the spin move inside the paint, up and good for Christian Hammond. That gives him 12. 44-38 Santa Clara. Bulldogs bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Ike sends it out for a wide open three that barely drew any iron. Offensive rebound, put back, counted and one. Tyon Grant Foster now with 12. He's the leading scorer for Gonzaga. He'll have a chance for a three-point play. Free throw up and short. And out of bounds. It's going to go to Santa Clara. Boy, Gonzaga continuing to struggle at the free throw line. Now 5 of 12 from the charity stripe tonight. If Gonzaga goes on to lose this game, that's the first stat they can look at. Gavalyogov. And now up to Christian Hammond. Wide open shot in the paint. Can't get the roll. Rebound pulled down by Gonzaga. Grant Foster off to Ike for a monster dunk. Wow. 44-42. The lead is 2 for Santa Clara. Hammond off to Graves. Graves thought about the three. Now will drive inside, kick it out to Hammond. Top of the key three is good for Christian Hammond. He's got 17 for Santa Clara. And Santa Clara almost gets the turnover, but it will be Gonzaga ball. Boy, Santa Clara put some press on there on the inbound, and it almost forced Gonzaga to turn it over. 47-42 Broncos. Just under 15 and a half to go in this WCC championship game. Christian Hammond leading the way for Santa Clara with 17. Tyon Grant Foster leading scorer for Gonzaga with 12. Santa Clara shooting 43% from the field, Gonzaga 48%. But again, the free throw line in this game has been the Achilles heel for Gonzaga, just 5 of 12. They, as a team, are a 70% free throw shooting team this year, but not getting it done at the line tonight. Couple of updates on those other tournament championship games. Championship game in the Metro Atlantic, Siena up 45-30 on Merrimack. Hofstra from the CAA. Wright State from the Horizon League. Both punched their tickets to the NCAA tournament earlier tonight. Winner of this game will be the 11th auto bid with 20 to go. We crown 3 more auto bids tomorrow. The Big South, the Southland. What's the third one? Big Sky, rather. I think I said Big South. Big Sky, Southland, and what's the third one? Oh, Patriot. Boston University and Lehigh in the Patriot League final tomorrow. Boston University getting that last-second shot at the buzzer on Sunday to knock out number 1 seed in the Patriot League, Navy. Taking on Lehigh in the Patriot League championship game. Remember, about 15 years ago, Lehigh had some NCAA tournament magic. I believe that was 2012 that year, I think, when they knocked off Duke in Greensboro in round 1. Gonzaga ball out of the timeout here. Innocente with the ball. Tyon Grant Foster with it on the outside. Bounce pass to Ike. Ike draws a double team. Ike puts it on the floor. And then Santa Clara will tie him up. Gonzaga has the possession arrow. 4 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. Boy, Santa Clara has been putting a double team most of the night on Ike. Inbound it comes. And inside off the glass, and Gonzaga gets the basket. 47-44. Bronco lead is 3. Graves now over to Hammond. Hammond drives inside, back outside to Graves. Graves looking for some help. Graves had it stripped and stolen by Gonzaga. Up ahead of the floor, here's Innocente. Sansuperi. Sansuperi gets cut off. Top of the key, 3-pointer is good. And this game is tied for the first time at 47. Gonzaga has never led Santa Clara is led by as many as 8. Hammond with it on the outside. Hammond looking to drive. Now Will gets cut off by Ike. Has to send it back outside. 3 to shoot for Santa Clara. Pull-up jumper in the paint is short. And we are going to have a foul on Gonzaga on the rebound. That's the 3rd foul on Ike, but he stays in the game. Turnaround jumper in the paint, up and good by KJ Cochran. And that puts Santa Clara back in front, 49-47. Davis Fogel brings it up for Gonzaga. Fogel with it now on the outside. Fogel will now drive. Fogel draws a double team, gets cut off, passes out to Ike, who just hit that 3 at the top of the key. And now a 3-pointer that is short. Gonzaga, the offensive rebound. Here's a 3 for the lead. And Gonzaga has their first lead of the night, 50-49. Santa Clara trying to answer. Gavalyulgov. Shot clock down to 10. Gavalyulgov will drive, put up the runner. That's short. Rebound Gonzaga. Tyon Grant Foster with a bad pass, and Santa Clara takes it away. Graves with it on the outside for Santa Clara. Off now to Gavalyulgov. Gavalyulgov outside to Graves, working around the perimeter. Here's an open 3 that is swished for Santa Clara. And back in front go the Broncos, 52-50. Elijah Mahe with that 3. He's now got 7. Davis Fogel with it. Bound, a pass inside. Gonzaga lucky they still have possession because that was another dangerous pass. Shot clock at 5. Runner in the paint. Can't get the roll, but it's followed up and in by Ike, and that'll tie it at 52. Ike now in double figures with 11. He averages close to 20 a game. Spin move, turnaround jumper, too strong for Santa Clara. Rebound to Gonzaga. Here's Fogel. Fogel underneath to Tyon Grant Foster, working it around the arc. Tough passer, Sansuperi. That's short on the 3. Rebound Santa Clara, and they will slow it down here. 10:45 to go, tied at 52. In the corner, 3-pointer, short. All a rebound to Ike of Gonzaga. Sansuperi drives and has the ball knocked out of bounds, but we're going to get a foul on Santa Clara. Sansuperi will go to the line on the other side of the timeout. 52-52, Santa Clara and Gonzaga in the championship game of the West Coast Conference. Updated numbers. Santa Clara 42% shooting, Gonzaga 50%. Santa Clara 7 of 25 from beyond the arc. Gonzaga 7 of 19. Santa Clara 5 of 6 at the free throw line. Gonzaga just 5 for 12. Santa Clara has a 6 rebound edge, 30 to 24. St. Superi will be at the line for Gonzaga when we resume out of the timeout. Gonzaga trying to pull a double, men's and women's teams. Women already won the WCC women's tournament earlier today. 10-point win over Oregon State in the championship game. Santa Clara has not won the West Coast Conference tournament in 33 years. 1993, that old Steve Nash team at Santa Clara. Last team to win the WCC title. First free throw up and good to give Gonzaga the lead back. Second one is no good. 53-52 Gonzaga. Hammond gets in the paint, kicks it outside now. Darlin with a cross-court pass. Pull-up jumper in the paint, too strong, pass kicked out, and a fresh 20. Here's Cochran. KJ Cochran, turn around, that's short. This time, Gonzaga pulls down the rebound. Innocente off the glass. No, it rimmed out. Rebound to Santa Clara. Boy, that thing was halfway down and came out. Santa Clara setting up the offense here. Hammond with it on the outside. 10 to shoot. Nice pass inside and a monster dunk, or a monster block rather, by Ike. Tyon Grant Foster with the layup at the other end. That was all set up by a block from Ike. 55-52. Gonzaga with their largest lead of 3. 16 on the night now for Tyon Grant Foster. And there's another block. St. Superi with the rejection this time. Layup at the other end, no good. But a foul on Santa Clara and 2 free throws coming for Gonzaga. First free throw is good. And Gonzaga, with a rarity, they go 2 for 2 at the line. 57-52, Gonzaga fans rise to their feet in Vegas. Timeout Santa Clara. Gonzaga, who has trailed all night long, leads by 5 with 8:55 remaining. Santa Clara's shooting has dropped to 38% now, as Gonzaga has swung the momentum. Elijah Mahi, KJ Cochran in foul trouble for Santa Clara. They both have 3. Only one player with 3 fouls for Gonzaga, and that is Graham Ike, their leading scorer on the season. Not the leading scorer tonight, but the leading scorer on the season. Update on that Metro Atlantic final. Merrimack on a run, number 1 seed in the Metro Atlantic, now down just 49-42, just under 5 minutes to play in the Metro Atlantic championship game. Montana leading Portland State in the Big Sky semifinal, 57-40, 57-45. Oklahoma State at the half leading Colorado 41-40, first round in the Big 12. Second semifinal in the Big Sky coming up, Idaho and Eastern Washington. The winner to play either Montana or Portland State for the Big Sky title tomorrow. Big Sky, Southland, and Patriot League, the 3 conferences that will crown their conference champions tomorrow. Santa Clara to inbound at quarter court following the timeout. Inbounded into the backcourt. Gavolyugov with the ball for Santa Clara. Alley-oop inside, and the alley-oop is converted to Bucky Oboye on a great feed from Gavolyugov. 57-54. Gonzaga lead is 3. Under 8.5 to play. Open 3, Sansuperi, it's drilled. His 4th 3 of the game. He's got 13. Gonzaga up 6, 60-54. Pass inside here to Graves. Graves to spin. Graves off the glass with the right hand and scores. Graves now in double figures with 11. 60-56. Ball deflected here. Gonzaga able to get to the loose ball. Shot clock at 10, 7.5 to go, second half. Fogel goes inside to Ike. That's too easy. When Ike gets down that low, forget it. 62-56. 15 for Ike, 11 of those coming here in the second half. Bad pass again, and it will be knocked out by Gonzaga. It will stay with Santa Clara. 7:07 remaining. 62-56. Gonzaga up a half dozen. Looking for another WCC tournament title. Again, we'll be with you throughout the week for conference tournament action. Don't know what games exactly or anything yet, but and we'll definitely be with you most of the night on Sunday evening. The men's selection show, 6 Eastern. We'll look at the pairings. Then at 8 Eastern, I'll be on with you. The women's selection show will be coming on at 8 Eastern. And then I will also be on with you late that night when the NIT selection show comes out. So a lot of action coming up here on the live stream on Sunday with you live when all those selections are announced. West Coast Conference trying to get 3 teams into the NCAA tournament. And have a very, very good chance of that happening. Even if Santa Clara loses this, I think that win over St. Mary's yesterday solidified an at-large bid for them. And now, again, as long as we don't have like 5, 6, 7 bid stealers out of these bigger conferences. $7:07 remaining in this one. Gonzaga, who has trailed most of the night, is now leading 62-56. In front of the bench, inbound for Santa Clara. Get it in here to Hammond. Gobble-Yugov with it with 7 minutes remaining. 8 on the shot clock. Gobble-Yugov drives, kicks it out for a wide open 3 in the corner. That's off the back rim. Offensive rebound for the Broncos. Graves has it now. Graves looking to drive. He gets cut off. Tries the bounce pass into traffic. Gonzaga takes it away. Back come the Bulldogs. Open 3. Good. And the lead is 9. 65-56. Saint-Superi's 5th 3 of the night. Santa Clara in dire need of a basket this trip. Gobble-Yugov tries a 3. That's too strong, but another offensive rebound. Hammond's putback is no good. Out of bounds. It will stay Santa Clara ball. 6:06 remaining. Inbound it comes here. Thought about the three. Now the runner inside is up and good. A big basket for Santa Clara. 65-58. Lead 7 for Gonzaga. 5:50 and counting remaining. Davis Fogel with it over to Innocente. Fogel. Shot clock at 5. Fogel tries a 3. That's off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Fogel. And a fresh 20 for Gonzaga. Now the drive. Right hand. No good, but a foul is called. That's going to be on Graves, and that will send Tyon Grant Foster to the line for 2 for Gonzaga. And Gonzaga has not been good from the line tonight at all. Just 50%, 8 of 16. The inbound shot no good. Follow no. Tip no. And finally, Santa Clara comes out with it. 3 chances that time for Gonzaga, and they come up empty. Here's Hammond for the Broncos. Hammond drives. Hammond has it blocked. Reverse layup, no, and we're going to have a foul here. I think that'll be a shooting foul on that original shot by Hammond. 5:08 to go. It is 2 free throws for Christian Hammond. First is good. This next one to cut it to 5 as Oboye checks back in for Santa Clara. He will replace Graves. Second is also good. The lead is down to 5, 65-60. Fogel brings it across the timeline for Gonzaga. Fogel with it now. Saint-Superi, he's already hit 5 threes, trying to drive inside this time, and stepping in the passing lane for the steal, and an open 3. That's short. Boy, now you got to set up. And now Saint-Superi has an open 3. That could be a possible 6-point swing. 68-60. And we've got a foul inside on Gonzaga as Santa Clara was trying to drive inside. If they got Saint-Superi on that, that's 4. He's got 19 points tonight for Gonzaga. They did not get him on the foul. They got you're not sure who they got. 4:24 to go. Stoppage here momentarily. It'll be an under the basket inbound for Santa Clara. Here's Graves. Outside, three-pointer, Emsminger. That's short. Ball tipped out. Santa Clara ball. And a fresh 20 and another crack at it for the Broncos. Santa Clara just 7 of 29 from three-point range now. 24%. Emsminger gets it in. Gavolyugov with it for the Broncos. 4 to play. Gavolyugov. He'll try a deep three. Good. That was way back there. Gavolyugov now with 8. 68-63. Fogel on the drive. Fogel, who thought about it, instead passed to Ike. Fogel tries a three. That's short. Offensive rebound, Gonzaga. Ike gives it a reverse and one for Fogel. Fogel will have a chance for a three-point play. Gonzaga by 7. 3:28 to play. Siena is less than a minute away from closing out the Metro Atlantic Championship. Portland State, the number 1 seed in the Big Sky, is coming back on Montana. That is now just a 5-point game, 66-61. Just under a minute and a half to go. Gonzaga's outscored Santa Clara here in the second half, 41-30. Santa Clara was up 4 at halftime. Gonzaga looking for their 23rd West Coast Conference tournament title. Fogel at the line to try to complete a three-point play here for Gonzaga. Does not. The score stays 70-63. Again, the free throw line, the Achilles heel tonight for Gonzaga. Now just 8 of 17. Hammond. Hammond with it on the outside. Hammond kicks it out. Gavolyugov has to throw up a three. That barely drew iron. Rebound Gonzaga. A chance for their largest lead of the game. St. Superi. 8 to shoot. 2.5 left in the game. Now the drive by Fogel. St. Superi has to launch it short. Rebound Santa Clara. Santa Clara got the stop they needed. Drive. Mahi gets cut off. Now to Hammond. Yugov with a nice bounce pass to Graves. Sent back outside. Mahi will drive. Put it up short. Rebound Gonzaga. Under 2 to play. The reverse layup up and good. 72-63. This is the largest lead for Gonzaga. Santa Clara in deep trouble now with 100 seconds to go. Turn around in the paint, up and good. Timeout Santa Clara, 72-65. Christian Hammond now with 21 tonight. It's now a final from the Metro Atlantic. Siena 64-54 over Merrimack, so punch Siena's ticket to the NCAA tournament. That will now give us 11 automatic qualifiers so far. 20 more to go, including this one. Again, if you missed the sports news around the sports world tonight, Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat, 83 points tonight, as the Heat put up 150. The 83 points is the second most by a player in NBA history, of course, behind Will Chamberlain had 100 one game. Gonzaga ball as Fogel brings it up across the timeline. Santa Clara not fouling here. Time starting to become a factor. We're down to 125. Gonzaga will kick it back out and use some of that clock. Fogel with 7 on the shot clock. Fogel drives. Fogel lays it in and one. And that may come pretty close to sealing the deal for Gonzaga. This for a 10-point lead. It would be the largest for either team tonight. And it's good. 10-point Gonzaga lead. Santa Clara running out of time as we're down to 1:08. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound Gonzaga. We are under a minute. And the foul given at 51.2. First free throw, no good. They missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Santa Clara with it. Gov takes a three-pointer, missed it. Rebound Gonzaga. And a foul at 40.2. Gonzaga fans starting to feel it, as is the Gonzaga bench. Tyon Grant Foster, this will be a lane violation, but he made it anyway. Santa Clara player got in the lane way too early, so had that not been made, Grant Foster would have had another free throw. Second one is good. Tyon Grant Foster with 20 tonight. Folks, we want to tell you at the end of the live stream, I'm going to sign off pretty quick. I'll run down the final stats of this one. There's a three for Santa Clara. 77-68. Broncos take their final timeout. I'm saying probably going to sign off pretty quick. I'll quickly run down the final stats and probably sign it off right there. Again, I'll be back with you sometime later in the week. Don't know the schedule exactly yet. And then the big action-packed day here on the live stream coming up on Sunday. Men's selection show on Sunday, women's selection show on Sunday, NIT selection show on Sunday. I will be on the live stream for all three of those. Coming up on a busy Sunday evening. Gonzaga to inbound. And the immediate foul with 33.5. Free throw's good. Second is good. Gonzaga has not been good from the line tonight at all, but they're hitting them down the stretch. 79-68. Layup, no good. Rebound, Gonzaga, and Santa Clara. Are they going to foul? Does not appear that they are. Gonzaga will dribble out the clock. A big second half for the Bulldogs. And for the 23rd time, Gonzaga wins the West Coast Conference Tournament Championship. 79-68 the final. Gonzaga over Santa Clara. Gonzaga gets win number 30 and probably locks up at the very worst a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament, and we will have to wait and see what happens with Santa Clara as they will have a 5-day wait to see if they have done enough in the selection committee's eyes to get an at-large berth. Quickly run down the final stats here. Gonzaga, 28 of 53 shooting for 53%. They were 10 of 25 from 3 at 40%. 13 of 23 at the free throw line for 57%. Santa Clara, 26 of 68. They really cooled off in that second half for 38%. Just 9 of 34 from 3. Half their field goal attempts were from three-point range. 26% from 3 and just 8 free throws tonight. They were 7 of 8 at the free throw line. Rebound edge for Santa Clara, 41-35. 9 turnovers for Santa Clara, 8 for Gonzaga. Individual scoring, Gonzaga put 4 in double figures tonight, led by Mario Saint-Superi with 21 points. Tyon Grant Foster added 20 points. Graham Ike, 15. Davis Fogel, 13. The 4 in double figures for Gonzaga. 4 points for Emmanuel Innocente. 2 points apiece from Jalen Worley, Adam Miller, and Braden Smith. Santa Clara put 2 in double figures, led by Christian Hammonds, 24. Alan Graves with 11 points off the bench, the other one in double figures. 8 points apiece from Bucky Aboye and Sash Gavolyugov. 7 points out of Elijah Mahi. 4 points out of KJ Cochran. 3 points out of Jake Emsminger. And Thierry Darlin also had 3 points for Santa Clara. 79-68, Gonzaga wins it. They take the West Coast Conference Championship and get win number 30 on their way to the NCAA tournament. 30-3. Their record, Santa Clara, 26-8. And again, we will see what the committee does. I think as long as we don't have a big boatload of upsets and bid stealers this week, I think Santa Clara will be safely in. It's going to do it tonight, folks, on the live stream. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe. Also on Kick tonight at Sports Kick John. Also have some content on Twitch at Sport Guru John. You can follow me on either one of those as well. Be back again throughout the week. Don't know exactly the schedule, but try to keep you posted with some more conference tournament action. And, of course, that big day coming up on the live stream on Sunday with the 2 selection shows, men's and women's, and the NIT selection show. So hopefully you join me for that. And, again, I'll try to keep you posted. I'll be on throughout the week here with more conference tournament action. It's going to wrap it up. Gonzaga, your West Coast Conference Tournament champion, 79-68. They win it over Santa Clara. Talk to you later on in the week. Good night, everybody. God bless.